and they call it Long Bay, that goes from Georgetown to Southport.
Mm-hmm.
And we're kind of in the middle of that arc.
And because of that arc, a lot of people don't realize this, but our beach also faces more toward the south here
right.
than toward the east.
That's right. And then you get up in Brunswick County and it's completely south.
Mm-hmm. Now, do we know how or if these dunes have been impacted by hurricanes in the past?
You know, they certainly have, but...
Because I'm sure they protect a lot of the people and plants and animals from storm surges that come in.
Yeah, they definitely do. And, like, for example, during Matthew, only one neighbor lost a couple of pieces of siding because the dunes are so high.
And that's not bad, because Matthew, surprisingly for a Category 1 hurricane, put up a pretty good fight here.
It chumped away at the... you know, it hit more like high tide, and it took a chunk of the dune, you know, the ocean dunes.
Right.
And then it was the backside of Matthew that nailed everybody.
It was extremely windy, surprisingly strong for the backside of a hurricane.
And it was gusting. It would go from like 40 to 80 in a second.
Yeah, for almost 8 hours.
Yeah. So this is a...
Oh, wow.
These are like 2 or 3 beautiful cedars. Unfortunately, the one on the right got nailed by, let's walk up there though. It got nailed by the ice storms we had about 3 years ago.
Okay.
It's a very beautiful sculpture now.
The storms, the 2 ice storms that we had back in 2014?
Yeah, it was 14 and 15.
Yeah, 15 we had a couple of bad ice storms as well.
It unfortunately broke it down.
It's still beautiful. I love the way that
it's a beautiful sculpture.
And somebody carves their name into it.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Some kid probably, you know.
Oh yeah.
And then unfortunately these are marked. These are beautiful.
And these are nice big old trees too that are marked for demolition here.
Yep. These are 2 beautiful cedars. So we're going to go back down a little bit.
Okay.
And then we're going to go up again.
As is typically the way when we are hiking. Now, do you still have these shirts like you're wearing? The Preserve Ingram Dunes shirt?
Like this shirt here?
Like that shirt right there.
We have a few left. We've sold pretty much all of them.
Mm-hmm. Because I remember when you were making them. Okay, yeah.
There's not a lot, but there's a little bit. Yeah. Oh, you remember when I was making them? Yeah.
I do remember when you were making them. When it was right after you started making the brochures.
That's right. That's correct. Because we use the same logo.
Mm-hmm.
Our brand. It seems like it's been a very. Actually, the logo came from the T-shirts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we then miniaturized it for the brochures that you helped us make, and we designed, and your whole team helped us on those.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're coming up to the very highest.
I was about to say we're going way up here.
Left on the coast of South Carolina, and it's going to drop off toward Hillside.
Yeah, I can see the road way down there.
Yep.
So we're about 50 feet up right now.
Yep, we're about 50 feet above sea level, and about
right there's the high spot
above the hillside.
Okay.
And it drops because the leeward side, you know, the sand blows in from the ocean.
Right, and it builds up, and then it just boom drops.
And it just drops by gravity, so that's why it's very, very steep on the leeward side.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to walk up here. This is like the actual highest point right here.
Wow, 3, 4 trees marked for demolition right here at the highest point.
I know, it's sad. Now, it's sad for the danger to the dunes. It's also sad to see these beautiful dunes, these beautiful trees marked by red paint.
It's very much a form of vandalism.
Well, I guess
almost.
you could use that word. For
I
sure.
mean, it's for what they consider to be progress.
Right.
But when you're trying to preserve a part of nature, it's really a form of vandalism.
Well, I can see how you could look at that way. We're trying to work. We've always trying to be very cooperative with the owners and with the city, because we feel like it's sort of like the citizens, the owners, the city. We all have to work together to make sure these are preserved. And and we, even with this difficult thing to see, we still want to keep that in our heart to work together and find. The idea now is to find a way.
To find a way so that everybody can cooperate and come to the conclusion that needs to be come to.
Exactly. And basically preserve
it.
Because these are, it's just, there's nothing like this in the state of South Carolina.
No.
And it's so beautiful. And I guess that's the thing that I feel